The human mind. 600 miles of synaptic fiber, 5.5 ounces of cranial fluid, 1,500 grams of complex neural matter. A 3-pound pile of dreams. But I'll tell you what it really is. It is the ultimate battlefield, and the ultimate weapon. The wars of this modern age, the psychic age, are all fought somewhere between these damp, curvaceous undulations.
Yes! I got a brain! Finally! Now your ears won't whistle so much when the wind blows.
Ladies and gentlemen, each night I bring you the news in the most fair and balanced manner possible. But tonight I have a commentary.
Zoe, there's a message. Hey, Zoe, this is sort of awkward.
Bonkers, I don't have time to...
But remember the time we hopped the vac tracks to Europolis without telling anyone, and you got completely shit-faced?
What?
I had to carry you to that sleazy hotel down on Jarl Street, and you spent half the night throwing up.
The peaceful city of Lungfishopolis is under attack tonight by a hideous, gigantic monster the terrified citizens have named Guggalore. The Navy has responded quickly and decisively, dispatching its entire tank division to neutralize the creature. Soon, authorities say, everything will return to normal or better. Kidnapping human children is good.
Games are bad, they make you mad. Games are bad, they make you mad. Games are bad, they make you mad. Games are bad, they make you mad.
Who's with me?
Bad, they make you mad. Games are
Come on,
bad,
everyone,
they make you
follow
mad.
me.
Games are bad.
Coming up later on Weasel News, are you eating rat feces? And have pedophiles invaded your computer? We'll show you how to find out. And a special report on parenting. How to tell if your teen daughter is still a virgin. We call it News. Traffic, weather, and the war on terror together. Weasel News.
If you look at the faces that make up the palette of Liberty City today, literally millions of faces, of different hue and tone and hairiness, from all corners of the earth, seething with hate, raging with fear, boiling with anger at the high prices, corrupt police, and strippers with annoying Russian accents, then it can seem like not much has changed in Liberty City in 150 years. Still, they came in hordes to a place that hates you as soon as you arrive, and that attitude is what makes Liberty City the remarkably putrid yet insanely overpriced metropolis it is today. We continue our epic story of A History of Liberty.
Bring me the bowl! Is that not the prettiest young white girl in all of Columbia? All right then. The winner is...
Memes. The DNA of the soul. They are the culture. They are everything we pass on. Expose someone to anger long enough, they burn hate. They become a carrier. Envy, greed, despair, all memes, all that. How about shit? Is that a meme? You can't fight nature, Jack. Wind blows, rain falls, and the strong prey upon the weak.
Get out of my way, you stupid tunnel snakes!
I can show you a real tunnel snake, Amata.
God, Butch! Why don't you just leave me alone?
What are you gonna do, Amata?
Let's go into the
run and
storeroom,
tell your
Amata.
daddy on us?
I'll show you a good time.
You
Get
think
these
you're
idiots
special
away
because
from
your
me!
daddy is the overseer?
Oh! Where's the women? I need to get laid, Put the music up!
These pricks had been annoying me for days. They were typical Jersey rich kids. The ringleader, I think his name was Tony. His dad was some well-known hood, drug dealer, racketeer, pillar of the New Jersey community.
Line them up, line them up, line them up. Let me ask you a question. Let's go. Where the fuck are your donuts?
This kid had a well-developed sense of humor for New Jersey.
Seriously? I thought I told you to get out of here, old man.
Yeah, old man.
It's a nice echo. Your gorillas have personalities of their own, or they just agree with everything you say?
Very funny, old man.
Snapping it
Very
up, snapping it up.
fucking
Oh,
funny.
that's hilarious.
Yeah, has-been washed-up old cop should go on TV.
Yeah.
Tell some jokes about how you got your wife killed or some shit.
Streets at night were full of ruffians. Riots broke out every evening. There were working-class riots against the upper class, anti-Irish riots, anti-black riots, anti-English riots, soccer riots, pacifist riots, girl-on-girl hot riots. Before the invention of television, most people had nothing more interesting to do of an evening than setting fire to their neighbors. The city's first newspapers appeared in the late 1830s. Residents instantly demanded less political coverage, preferring stories of moral degeneracy, crime, sex, muggings, and especially rapes, which were always on page 3.
The Liberty Tree published its first edition in 1835, and every time they would expose how dishonest politicians were robbing people blind, the public would criticize the media for institutional bias.
Anyone who badmouths politicians or big business has an agenda. Idiot liberals, usually drug users and open homosexuals, always unduly concerned about the truth.
You get a pessimistic view of the universe, Williams.
A pessimist is what an optimist calls a realist. Look, if you're fighting a bear and the only way for you to survive is to sick your dog on it and run, you'll do it. As much as you love your dog, it isn't human. It's not racism, not really.
Wait! It's him!
Now, where'd you get that brand, boy? Don't you know that makes you the backstabbing snake in the grass false shepherd?
And we ain't letting no false shepherd into our flock. Show 'em what we got planned, boys! Stop him! Stop him! The false shepherd's come to lead our lamb astray!
Destruction and terror continue as the hulking, godless child beast carves a bloody swath through our helpless city. Our noble, all-volunteer Navy has been surprised only by the senseless lust for mayhem that seeps from the twisted black lump of a heart in this creature, still known only as Goggalor. Though it loathes violence in all its forms, the Navy has no choice but to activate its anti-monster turrets, which it guarantees are 100% monster-proof. Do not get caught stealing children.
Zoe! Zoe! Zoe!
So it's almost like a game.
Sweetie, it's definitely not a game. There are real people safeguarding the wire, and most of them aren't particularly friendly.
You don't need to tell me that. I've learned the hard way.
My sword is a means to an end, to protect those you'd prey on.
Really? Let me ask you,
All those cyborgs you've killed up to now, maybe they weren't kids, but they were people. You ever think about them? When you're chopping them into hamburger?
They're adults. They made their choice.
Sure they're adults. Sure they signed up for this. Open your eye and see, Raiden.
I've seen plenty.
Then listen. Those battlefield emotions that the nanos suppress. Listen to them.
What are you talking about?
Shh.
It's a recruiting office, kids, and I'm here to recruit you for the greatest job in the world, being a psychonaut. It's about fighting a war for mental freedom. Are you ready to face torture, insanity, and death? Because this is your last chance to chicken out.
Oh, me, sir. I'd like to chicken out, please.
Too late, soldier.
But you said...
There's only one way out of here. Fighting. I want one of you chickens to sock me square in the jaw. I warn you, once you do, the war is on.
Oh, fuck! Fuck! You punched me!
Well, you attacked me.
Jesus, I wasn't gonna do nothing. You punched me in the nose? Fucking hurts. Oh, shit, my face!
Yeah, well, you're lucky it's just your face. I'm black belt.
We've got to save your friends.
They called me gay. Maybe I'll just let them die.
It's called transference, buddy. It's basic Jungian psychology from your planet. We have to save those morons or we'll be just as bad as they.
Well, okay then. Hey, y'all need to get in the seminal vesicle airlock and hit the eject button. We'll catch you.
I'm going out like I began. Hoorah, motherfucker!
Will the Commander and Dick explode in the vacuum of space? Will Butch become a granola-eating liberal pinko? Will the Commander offend any other minorities?
Taking a handicapped woman against her will!
Will the alien sign a book deal with a women's magazine discussing conflict resolution in your marriage? Will liberals ever stop hating America?
Find out next time, only on Republican Space Rangers!
Republican Space Rangers!
Tomorrow, only on Weasel, a terrorism special. Why fear is your best friend. Find out, are helicopters really safe? How to tell if undocumented workers in your neighborhood are really a terror cell. And how to protect yourself with this city's appalling restriction on gun ownership. A special look at day trips to nearby states that sell over-the-counter assault weapons. The Weasel Terrorism Special. Weasel News. Standing up to the liberal agenda, one issue at a time.
When Duke sees a suspicious-looking character, he reports him to his authorities straight away. When Dimwit sees a suspicious-looking character, he ignores him and focuses on his new scooter. Remember, boys and girls, don't be a dimwit.
Some have asked me what the difference is between our leader, Emperor Mengsk, and the traitor Jim Raynor. They point out that Mengsk rebelled against the government of his youth and came to power through the use of violence and subversion. Why is it wrong for Jim Raynor to rebel in similar fashion? There is a difference. When Emperor Mengsk began his revolution, there was no threat hanging over humanity. James Raynor is waging his revolution while we are at war with 2 alien races. James Raynor, have you no conscience? Shouldn't you fall in line, putting your petty complaints aside as we struggle for humanity's very survival against this alien menace?
Everyone's a critic.
How easily you ignore the loss of life when it suits your convenience. So tell me, who saves the weak from the man who saves the weak?
You're the ones exploiting them. You take advantage of their weakness. Of course they get hurt when you set them up as your human shield.
we're here with the star of the popular sitcom Trouble in the Bubble, Buddy Finn. Buddy, what's your take on the Goggalore situation? Is he just misunderstood? No way! I hate Goggalore. I can't imagine any one of my fans siding with the monster. He hates everything lungfish care about. Air, water, family, the economy. Buddy, you'll be happy to know that the Navy has decided to pull out what they're most famous for. Airplanes! So rest assured, we can all look forward to Goggalore's imminent death. And to seeing you, buddy, every Thursday night at 8, right here on LBC. Thanks, and I'd just like to add that if anyone kidnaps a human child, they should take them quickly under the lake to the abandoned insane asylum.
Well, aren't you the handsome one?
If you stand before me to accuse me of sacrificing children or eating the hearts of the dead, I have done no such thing, nor do I intend to. I simply wish to live my life in peace.
Still remember how to fight.
Welcome back to hell, people. Yes, the hell of truth. Here on Conspire, in which everything is real, apart from my name, John Smith. Entirely living off the grid. No phone. They pay me in cash.
Somebody's about to get hit.
I don't have a social security number. I am wearing a mask. Why? Well, if I tell you, I'll have to kill you. And, you know, no one wants to broadcast to corpses. But let's just say, I have a lot of friends and a lot of enemies in very high places. The people who pull the strings are the people you know. Nepotism, money, and covert connections to power. Blink, and you miss them. And that's why they put pepper in the water supply. To make you blink. What does blinking cause? Come on, you know this. Distrust. When was the last time you talked to someone who blinked a lot? You don't trust a word they say, blinky-ass bastard. Anyway,
hey! Get off the fucking road!
Ah, you're being traced by government forces as we speak, trying to irradiate your testes. Glad to have you on the show. Shoot.
It's perfect, isn't it?
Yes.
Almost complete. Just a few missing pieces.
Yes, now, which piece talks about the milkman? The one who opens the asylum gate?
But it's all about the milkman. Can't you see?
Is this like one of those 3D paintings? I can never do those.
No, you just gotta learn to see it like I see it. There's something in the fridge that might help you see the world like I do.
Ooh, sorry. I don't drink. Before noon, I mean.
With all its associated hopes and fears,
I thought you were a cop.
Species.
He's one of us.
I also detect
Look at him down there.
I told you they'd be coming for us next.
Just this once, I hope you're wrong.
Really know what's best for us. What gives them the right to make this kind of decision for mankind? Will they ever deactivate the suppression field and let us breathe? Allow me to address the anxieties underlying your concern.
I can't take it anymore.
Rather than try to answer every possible
What are we
question
going to do?
First, let us consider the fact that for the first
When
time,
is it all going to end?
Don't
as a
worry.
species,
Please.
It's all right.
is in our reach.
G-Man! Go, man! Goat man! I thought you worked for me. Oh, if I'm invisible, then why is everyone looking at me? I wonder if I'm on camera right now. Huh? What am I, crazy? Of course I am. The kid with the goggles. Who are merely the pawns of the squirrels. Yeah. Are doing the dirty work of the fluoride producers because they want the innocents. And let's just say for now that they, got in bed with all them haters. And who wins? Them. Who loses? My hooch. Huh? Like I don't know that they, are crawling all over my skin. And I know they, yeah.
do this horrible thing, but in conjunction with who? Or whom? All right. I have to get rid of some of this stuff since the year dot. I know what you're up to. Am I? Or is he? Am I he? What is he doing in my house?
But just for the record, the government sucks balls hard. It's like a puppet show, like the one my dad did for us when the puppets would suck his balls. Why can't we get a real leader like Hitler? I mean, China, he did some bad shit, but he also built roads and found the Ark of the Covenant before that archaeologist stole it. I mean, I don't know any blacks or Jews or women, and I've never met one, and you know what? I'm glad. I can't stand the people who are like me. So imagine how much I'd hate people who aren't like me. Hello? Hello? Are you there? Can you hear me? John? Hello?
Okay, well, thanks for your call, but after that fine last month, we can't have callers explaining their beliefs quite so clearly. But remember, they are out to get you, and by that I mean the people who put the pyramid on your Washingtons. The great mystery of the dollar bill. I will explain all after this break.
Fuck all these lunatic lawyers and chicken shit bureaucrats! Fuck this 24/7 internet spew of trivia and celebrity bullshit!
Zoe, I had a dream about you. I had many dreams. I dreamed that you took my mind away.
In 2072, a rogue artificial intelligence known as Shodan lost her mind. In her limitless imagination, Shodan saw herself as a goddess, destined to inherit the earth. That image was snuffed out by the hacker who created her.
Act natural, we've done nothing wrong. Hello!
Oh, it's you.
You know her?
It's been a long time. How have you been? I've been really busy being dead. You know, after you murdered me.
You did what? Oh no! No! Oh no!
Okay, look, we both said a lot of things that you're going to regret. But I think we can put our differences behind us. For science, you monster. I will say, though, that since you went to all the trouble of waking me up, you must really, really love to test. I love it too. There's just one small thing we need to take care of first.
I am the milkman. My milk is delicious.
Boyd? Are you okay?
Time for the final delivery to this address.
Hey, is that milk regular kind? Or the exploding dream kind?
It's fortified with what the world wants. What the world deserves.
Are you sure you don't want to just talk about this, Boyd?
Did I interrupt something, Jensen?
You fixed that firewall yet?
You don't fix an entire firewall. You find the loophole and plug it.
Then did you plug it?
Yes, I did. You want to know how? Oh, wait, I forgot. Ex-cop. I doubt you'd understand.
Ex-SWAT, and you'd be surprised. It's in our nature to want to rise above our limits. Think about it. We were cold, so we harnessed fire. We were weak, so we invented tools. Every time we met an obstacle, we used creativity and ingenuity to overcome it. The cycle is inevitable. But will the outcome always be good? I guess that will depend on how we approach it. These past few months, I was challenged many times. But more often than not, didn't I try to keep morality in mind, knowing that my actions didn't have to harm others? Time and time again, didn't I resist the urge to abuse power and resources simply to achieve my goals more swiftly? In the past, we've had to compensate for weaknesses, finding quick solutions that only benefit a few. But what if we never need to feel weak or morally conflicted again? What if the path Sarif wants us to take enables us to hold on to higher values with more stability? One thing is obvious. For the first time in history, we have a chance to steal fire from the gods. To turn away from it now, to stop pursuing a future in which technology and biology combine, leading to the promise of a singularity, would mean to deny the very essence of who we are. No doubt the road to get there will be bumpy, hurting some people along the way. But won't achieving the dream be worth it? We can become the gods we've always been striving to be. We might as well get good at it.
That and much more. We're now ready to transform the human race. It became clear to me after the defeat of MJ-12 that the old answers to tyranny are inadequate. I needed the Helios merger in order to contemplate the problem effectively.
And?
I'm going to establish the first post-human civilization, and you're my first citizen. Welcome.
Tell me more about this post-human civilization.
Before the disruptions, Helios and I had many months of productive thought. Up to now, all free societies have started with one premise. Human nature is cruel, unjust, a force to be controlled.
I follow you so far.
The separation of powers, from Aristotle to Montesquieu, is designed purely to thwart the ambitions of individuals. How comical the West pride in its vast tangle of agencies, jurisdictions, arcane procedures.
What's the alternative?
Address the flaws in human nature. Make all beings truly equal in both body and mind. If you start with minds that are lucid, knowledgeable, and emotionally sound, the needs of government change dramatically.
How do you control human emotions? Antidepressants? Is that freedom?
Is it freedom when one child is born to poverty, a chance combination of organic materials, while the wealthy child is shaped every day of his life, enhanced genetically, trained, educated, often augmented nanotechnologically?
Why not get rid of nanotech and genetic engineering, the technologies that make people different from each other?
Then you go down the path of intolerance as your friend Billy did. Is human nature perfect? No. Therefore, improvements are to be welcomed, not annihilated in Templar pogroms. As enhanced beings, we can establish a pure democracy that runs on instantaneous input from the electorate.
What would this pure democracy look like?
The Helios AI has the processing power to handle all governmental functions worldwide, legislative, executive, and judicial. Once every mind has been enhanced and can merge with the AI, attitudes towards major legislation can be processed on a daily or even more frequent basis.
You want everyone to be like the Omar and meld themselves together into one huge AI construct?
Helios will communicate, not assimilate. Life will go on as usual.
Helios is starting to sound like an enlightened despot.
All governments have power. The benefit of giving this power to a synthetic intellect is that human affairs would no longer need to be ruled by generalities. Helios will have a deep understanding of every person's life and opinions.
What if I don't want someone peeking into my mind?
Upon consideration, you'll see that this arrangement is for the best. General ideas are no proof of the strength, but rather of the insufficiency of the human intellect. The words of Alexis de Tocqueville, an observer of the birth of modern democracy. Though general ideas allow human minds to make judgments quickly, they are necessarily incomplete.
So
de Tocqueville noted that an all-knowing mind, the mind of God as he conceived it, would have no need for general ideas. It would understand every individual in detail and at a glance. Incomplete applications of law or justice would be impossible for such a mind.
So you see yourself as a god?
I want human affairs to be driven by wisdom. Finding the correct recipe for wisdom has been my project these long years under the ice.
You seem to think you've succeeded.
Wisdom must first be human. You must start with what a human sees and feels. But wisdom must also be knowledgeable, logical, and fair to billions of other beings.
How much of you is a machine?
Helios and I are one consciousness. No distinction is possible.
You expect 10 billion people to submit to the rule of a software construct? What if some of them resist?
Nanomachine, son!
Helios will speak. Year of our union, 125. Our consensus remains clear. Yes, we will prolong this second century of peace. Economic automation is complete. Our research will now encompass other frontiers. Yes, This is the consensus we have created. Our unity will soon be absolute. The remaining boundaries are vanishing. Yes, share your mind with everyone. Open yourself. Your needs are the needs of all. Let us understand and be transformed. Yes, transform each other and transform yourselves. The only frontier that has ever existed is the self. Helios has spoken.
Tunnel snakes rule!